Dun, 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 dun. Mackenzie Dern against Tecia Torres. So 11-2 for Mackenzie Dern, 13-5 for Tecia Torres, 3-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage for Mackenzie Dern. 7 submission finishes for Mackenzie Dern, no stoppages by strikes, and 1 apiece for Tecia Torres.
I don't think that height thing's that accurate because I'm 5'4", and
do you think she's shorter or taller than you?
No, I've stood next to her. I'm taller.
Okay, so what do you reckon? Is she 5'2"? So is Tecia Torres 4'11"?
No,
then?
I think maybe Tecia Torres is 5 foot.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie's like 5'2". It's okay. We all lie on our shirt, dog.
What are your thoughts on this one? Of course, everyone goes, Mackenzie Dern's definitely going to get this one to the floor.
I'm so excited for it. Just to see Mackenzie Dern on the floor in MMA, I feel like is good for all MMA.
Yeah.
You know, but every time she's there, what is interesting is something that I had mentioned to you before about the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she's on the mat, she doesn't have to do as many punches or as many strikes in order to like be like, oh, action needed. Because it's Mackenzie Dern on the ground. That's not the point where if she holds you, you just stand them up. You know, you keep them there. So she does have those like extra seconds that, I mean, she's won by being phenomenal on the ground.
Yeah.
To work and to work a little bit more cautiously, which I feel she does. Like when she was against Nina, she could have just straight gone for that arm bar and been like, oh, whatever. If I'm on guard, I'm better than you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
On the ground. Respectfully, I don't think I have to explain that. But she didn't. She set it up really, really tight until she was for sure that she had it. And Nina was not going to tap easy to anything.
No.
And I felt like that was very impressive. What I also liked a lot was to see her against Marina Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. Because Marina Rodriguez didn't give her anything. Mm-hmm. Didn't give her absolutely anything on the ground. And it was a very like, I'm just going to stall and not let you do anything. Sure, you have advantageous positions, but the moment that you try to go for something, I'm going to try to get up. Mm-hmm. So Mackenzie was a little bit cautious. Although controlling the whole fight, it showed you that, hey, maybe you can get away with not getting submitted if you don't give them anything and accept that you're losing this from control.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So Torres has never been stopped, never been submitted or TKO'd.
Yeah, but when she fought Mackenzie Dern on
well,
the
no,
ground.
exactly. She's almost all of her wins are by decision as well. So it's most likely that she's gonna be fighting over 3 rounds, which gives Mackenzie enough time to work. My concern is that Mackenzie's takedown ability is not fantastic, and I think Tecia's fast and she's got good footwork and she's got a low center of gravity, a low stance.
Yeah.
She's got decent footwork, 58% takedown defense, whereas Mackenzie Dern's got a 10% takedown accuracy.
Yeah, well, she's been in... I think that 10% accuracy isn't as accurate because there's a lot of things that she'll be chaining together or like trying to chain and then they count them as failures.
Yeah, but,
so I feel
that's 1 in 10 though. I mean, that's still a lot. That's a long chain of takedowns to get one.
Yeah, true.
and Tecia's well conditioned, like, you know.
Yes.
She's...
Yeah, I don't feel like Mackenzie's going to go forward and get a takedown. What I feel like can be a possibility is when Tecia Torres rushes in, she can get clinched and taken down, or Mackenzie can just pull guard in those clinched moments. Because although Tecia Torres has, well, first of all, has been in the MMA game for so long, just like Raquel Pennington has been in there for so long and has such a good MMA foundation and structure that like it's solid. So she like solidly knows how to defend like everything that's, I guess, like basic MMA. So with so much movement, I don't think Mackenzie Dern's going to see much on the striking point, although she has evolved massively. It's still somebody who's done karate and taekwondo from when they were 5.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think as effective as Mackenzie Dern is, I don't think she's the same kind of athlete that Tecia Torres is.
Yeah,
I think Torres is going to look quicker, and I mean not necessarily stronger because Mackenzie's going to make up for strength with technique in most clinch exchanges.
Yeah.
But I do think that the physicality of Tecia Torres is going to show through. I mean, she's strong and able for this weight class. Not necessarily powerful, you could say, but definitely.
But she still muscles out of some
Yeah,
positions and
yeah.
uses that strength. I just think that because she's like a little bit shorter, with like the Superman punches and all those punches, she kind of like punches up and loses some of the power. Like the Korean Zombie, for example, like just goes down and goes straight through you. And with her, which I understand because I have that sometimes when I'm fighting or I'm sparring with somebody taller, I'm like, oh, I have to like reach to get them. And you lose a lot of power by reaching that way.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like her strength hasn't shown as much as it actually is. But yeah, and she has been training with Jessica Aguilar for a lot. It's going to be in her corner as well. It's like has been one of her training partners, which is Jessica is another one that's been there for a really long time. Has been in like management team with other athletes, so has just been really focused in the game. And I just feel like they're going to bring a very MMA approach to such a specialist.
Yeah. So stop her takedowns, keep her standing, and outpoint her on the feet.
Outpoint her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you think Torres is going to do it then? Or do you think Mackenzie's going to be able to get to the floor at some point?
I think she's going to get to the floor at some point. I'm picking Mackenzie just because, the ground is it's just so many levels above anybody else in the division.
Yeah.
That it's kind of like one of those like, oh, I'm fighting Damian Maia type of things, but
Yeah.
female. And I love the way she uses crucifix in her fights. Like she'll use it to throw strikes or even control and really pressures in with her hips right around the arm to where it's painful. And you're also in a really bad position that I don't feel is used that much. Like sometimes people will get a crucifix from the kneeling position and then roll and then be on their back, but she does it from the top, which is very dominant.
Be really useful in one championship because we see a lot of crucifix from like Ritu Fogat and Itsuki Hirata.
Yeah,
because they're able to knee to the head there as well. You know, it makes it. It's an interesting rule change that changes the ground game, I think. But I mean, I could absolutely see Mackenzie Dern taking her back and choking her out in a scramble. That's the way I would see. I think she's going to struggle maybe to catch an armbar on Tecia because I think she's going to be slick and strong and be able to read those moments and get her arm out. But I could see her getting her back taken in a scramble back to her feet and getting choked. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I can see Torres just kind of outpointing her to a decision, though.
Yeah,
like being difficult to get to, being awkward, hitting her with that jab and staying away from her, and anytime she tangles up. Like the good thing when you fight Mackenzie Dern is you know for sure you don't want to grapple with them, right? Unless you're really doing something to surprise them and take them out of their game plan. But most likely it's going to be the foolish thing to do.
Yeah.
Torres' game plan is clear, and I think she's got the physicality and the capability to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether Mackenzie Dern's got the grappling, the wrestling to take her down. If she gets it to the floor, of course, but...
What I love about Mackenzie as well, which you said like won't really catch her in her armbar, but what I like about her submissions is that she does a lot of wrapping around techniques to where she'll get your arm but wrap it around and make it really tight and not just like straight up like that where you can just avoid him and escape easier. With the knee bars, she does the same thing, and it's just it's very powerful the way she utilizes her hips throughout her entire game in grappling.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I was leaning towards Tecia by decision, but I'm gonna go with Mackenzie. You've convinced me. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
she
an
fought
interesting
Reba.
one.
It's like right after she gave birth too. What is it, like 3 months after she gave birth? Can you imagine after
can't.
like pushing something out, just getting in shape, like you were just like blown up.
Blown up like.
Yeah. And like babies crying all the time. You can think about a training camp right after that. That sounds like take a year, man.